You bring the barbarian horde in from the third world country and try to replace the patriots who fought for the lands and pay taxes on the lands, then people get that, they start to see that they were wrong and the legacy media has lied to them all these years. So I think the quicker Nigel comes out and supports Tommy Robinson in this movement, because they do think alike. And Nigel thinks exactly like Tommy. He just right now, he's not saying it.
So you've come to the event today from America. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
My name is Don Keith, and I am here to represent America, and I'm come over here to support the Tommy Robinson and the British people, because I feel like they're representative of everyone in the Western culture right now, all over the globe, what's happening in the West. So I'm here to show my support for that, and hopefully bring a little bit of attention on our side of the pond, so that we can create movements just like this one in the U.S.
Yeah, I think we've seen in what's happening in our country. It's happening all over the world.
That's right.
I mean, what's going to happen with all of this?
Well, it depends on the people, and it also depends. I think the catalyst to really perpetuate the movement forward is Donald Trump's election in November, and I think that's imminent.
Do you think he's going to win?
Oh, 100%. If they don't find some way to cheat, which is going to be a lot harder for them to cheat this time because of the scrutiny that's going to be on the election and various laws that have been passed, and many of the swing states in the United States, I think it's going to be a landslide, a Ronald Reagan type landslide. Yeah.
I mean, some people over here are comparing Nigel Farage, the leader of the Reform Party, to Donald Trump. Do you think they're similar?
I would say similar. I don't think. I would like to see Nigel a little bit stronger on his beliefs. I know that Nigel's he's a little bit soft in the way he expresses himself, because he still wants to. He wants to be seen as a certain way. I think Nigel Farage needs to come out and support Tommy Robinson, and he needs to say, "I support Tommy Robinson," because the people stand with Tommy Robinson in this movement. Okay. So I think when Nigel says things like he does not support Tommy Robinson, he's distancing himself from the British people. So I think the quicker he does that, the quicker he'll get more support from the British people, and the quicker this movement will explode. Nigel needs to be part of this movement to help it explode, and he can do that just very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Tommy speak, I've heard Nigel speak, and they're saying the same things. So it was confusing to me of why Nigel doesn't want to get behind Tommy and the movement, because a lot of people that are supporting Tommy do support Nigel. So why aren't they together?
Well, a lot of people are still under the media indoctrination from the past of Tommy Robinson. They've heard, oh, Tommy Robinson's a racist, he's Islamophobe. That's a lie. That's not true. I know Tommy personally. Some of Tommy's best friends growing up were Muslims. But when the media paints a narrative, and people have had access to only legacy media for decades now, and so social media is relatively new, and the majority of populations in the Western world are not on places like X, where you do have free speech. So they still have that mentality, which I think we're seeing now. A lot of people are coming over and realizing that they were wrong about Tommy this whole time. I mean, he gets emails and texts every day saying, "Tommy, we were wrong about you," or "I was wrong about you. I realize now that you were right." 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, when Tommy first started saying the things, we see what's happening to your society, to Western cultures right now, with the influx of these immigrants, unchecked, uncontrolled. You bring the barbarian horde in from the third world country and try to replace the patriots who fought for the lands and pay taxes on the lands. Then people get that, they start to see that they were wrong, and the legacy media has lied to them all these years. So I think the quicker Nigel comes out and supports Tommy Robinson in this movement, because they do think alike. And Nigel thinks exactly like Tommy. He just right now, he's not saying it for whatever reason, because I think he's afraid he'll get painted in the public eye as being a racist or an Islamophobe, because people still, in their minds, they think that about Tommy. But like I said, it's turning around and people are coming over to this side.
There's a lot of people that I speak to all over the country that are starting to grow real hate for the mainstream media. Is that the same in America?
Oh, 100%. I think it's a product of Western culture. We've seen now with social media, we have independent journalists everywhere. We're all citizen journalists, right? So we've all got cell phones. So we capture the truth. And it's a contradiction to everything the mainstream narrative tries to paint, right? That they try to sell us. They sell us a bill of goods that's false, and we know that now. So we all know how the mainstream media is, so we dislike them and we don't trust them. And now we turn to independent news sources to get the truth.